4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody, Wellness Week Live. How are you? I am your host, DJ Anthony. That is my co-host, Magnus, a PhD in biochemistry. Today, we're talking about No Shave November. What the heck does that mean? And what, how, who, why, who, what, No Shave November. Don't forget, we're just two friends talking. We're not giving any medical advice. Always check with your healthcare professionals. Okay, Magnus, when I was looking up about, here, Diabetes Awareness Month is November, Diabetes Awareness Month, Diabetes Awareness Month. Okay. Then I found out, wait, it's No Shave November. And I was like, what the hell is that? So basically, No Shave November, for those who don't know, is has to do with cancer. So back in 2009, a gentleman by the name of Matthew Hill and his family started No Shave November because this man, a young man, died of colon cancer back in 2007. And it's the goal is to bring awareness, and it's to grow awareness, embracing our hair, which many cancer patients lose. So to grow the hair is an insignia or a signal of, we are in solidarity. We are thinking of our loved ones and friends and family who may be struggling, or people that we know with cancer who we've lost to cancer. So No Shave November is particularly, again, for any cancer, but I've also heard it's to do with testicular and colon cancer and men's cancers, but prostate cancer. But again, it could be for any cancer. Cancers don't discriminate, and we wish everyone health and wellness. So, okay, so No Shave November. I don't know. Cancer is so insidious and prolific. I'm at the point now. I'm just like, you know what? It's not. It's not if. It's when. When am I going to get cancer? Like, it just seems like if you live long enough, unfortunately. And so I guess, Magnus, let's start off with this. We hear cancer all the time, whatever, all this stuff. And by the way, this young man that passed from colon cancer that No Shave November was started from, colon cancer is not a cancer you should die of. Get your colonoscopy. Folks, I got mine, was it last year and a half ago, 2 years ago? It's a zero pain. It's just embarrassing. I get it. Your butt's in the air or something like that. But it's a zero pain, literally zero pain. So people, get your colonoscopies. I know there's been some articles out there that people have forwarded me saying, oh, well, colonoscopies are actually not that useful nowadays. Cut the shit. No pun intended. It's very useful. It is the most powerful tool we have. Don't try to sell yourself and be like, oh, I might not need one. No, you need one, folks. You need one. Get the colonoscopy. It's zero pain. There's no downside to this thing. I mean, yes, anything has a downside. I mean, you could drink too much water and drown. But anyways, get the colonoscopy. But okay, on to cancer. So Magnus, my understanding, and you have the PhD in biochem, so let's talk about this because it's No Shave November. It's about cancer. So we've done a show, I think, about this, but what is cancer? Because you hear cancer. Now, I'm going to say what I think cancer is, and you tell me if I'm right. So at its core, because cancer is not one disease, it's hundreds of diseases, because you can have cancer of anything, and that's a separate body part, and separate body parts have separate cells, which is all a separate disease. But at its core, the thing that all cancers share in common, my understanding is essentially a faulty genetic code. So the code that was put into your body has a corruption somewhere. So if a healthy code is 101010101010, if that's a healthy code, a cancerous code would be 101000000000. It would start to kind of glitch, and that's how you can get this cancer. It is, or whatever cancer is. You have a glitch or a corruption. Hence why when you smoke or drink, that is epigenetics. It's turning on or off or expressing or corrupting code by a carcinogenic. So it's what cancer is at its core is a corruption in the message, a corruption in the code. Magnus, what do you think about that definition?
It's a pretty good definition. I mean, it's basically it's like even like the smallest Lego pieces, there's something wrong with it, and then when you're trying to build something bigger with it, it goes completely bonkers. Like right. One piece turns into two pieces, four pieces, and so on. So it grows, and there's like, again, cancer is super sneaky because it kind of keeps itself around in so many different ways or forms, and it changes your body. It's like, oh, we need more nutrients. So then cancer cells can actually help out creating more blood cells, or no, more actually more what's the word I'm looking for? Speaking about veins. So like actually
right.
getting more
blood flow to the cancer itself, right?
Exactly, so it can grow.
Yeah, it's a parasite of sorts almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
and another thing is that it's basically it controls, so the switch that kind of puts in like the age of the cell, like that it actually has a cell the death program in it, so it actually kind of kills itself once it's old. That stopped working, and it just keeps on growing. That's why you have like the problems with the big cancer cell tissue. You know, like it creates like a ball, and it just keeps on growing.
Well, you know what's funny? I was watching.
That's just certain types of cancer.
Correct. Tumors, right? Well, but yeah, cancer almost has its own mind. I mean, obviously it doesn't, but when you read and study cancer, and I've done, I've read and done a lot of research on cancer because my mother and father are both cancer survivors. I've lost friends to cancer. It's almost a very intriguing disease because it almost has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
It's a cat and mouse game with not only scientists, but within our own human, immune system. When you know this, but it's like your body has ways to beat cancer before it metastasizes or before it becomes cancerous. But then the cancer has a check to that balance, and then the cancer makes a move, and then the immune system makes a move. Then you have a medicine that comes in, but then the cancer can make a check to that move. It's just like, wow, what a chess match that. It's
like the Cold War, like it's like this cloak and dagger game. Like, okay, we're doing this, and then we're sending our agents out here, but our agents kind of sneak around this and do that.
Yeah,
so it's
amazing.
And the thing is, it feels like also like cancer is constantly evolving into finding more. Like it's like a virus. It's or some kind of
adapts. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is kind of crazy because, and that's why it's so hard to find like beating cancer, because it's constantly evolving. There, it mutates. It could differ from individual to individual. So
from body part to body part.
Yeah, so it's very, very tricky, extremely tricky to find like find something that beats the disease completely.
Yeah, That all said, in my opinion, I think we won't be around for this, but I think under 100 years from now, within 100 years, I think there will be a cure for all cancers. And I think it's immunotherapy. I think it's CRISPR, genetic gene editing. I think those are the two ways, the tips of the spear. The more I read about this stuff, it's just amazing what humans and scientists are. I think we're on the precipice. I think it might be within 50 years, but I think we're going to snuff out all cancers, full stop. I think with, again, the genetic engineering, the CRISPR engineering, and the immunotherapies that are out here now, and CRISPR is out here now. And I think here's the thing that we can do, though. Well, by the way, Magnus, let me ask you, what do you think of that assertion that I think all cancers will be snuffed out within 100 years? Do you think that's possible?
I think we're definitely we're starting to understand the disease more and more, and also we're starting to find ways of where we could actually kind of stop it.
Yeah.
And again, like you mentioned, it's a tricky disease, and I think it will. I think it might evolve too into certain things. So it still might be this cat and mouse. But I think that what you're saying is that a lot of the major issues for cancer, that we could definitely reduce the risk of getting it big time.
Right. Well, let's talk about that, right? Because we all think like, oh, the scientists are our best hope and the doctors are our best hope, which is true. But ladies and gentlemen, if don't believe me, read for yourself. I would say conservatively, 6 out of 10 cancers we can prevent. We don't have to have 6 out of 10 cancers. So 60 out of 100 cancers we don't have to have. We can beat 60% of cancers or prevent them by, here we go again, proper nutrition, proper exercise, proper sleep, proper stress management, talking to therapists and friends, proper lifestyle. Again, if you're smoking, if you're drinking.
Like Anthony, we're constantly saying that. I don't think it's just like cancer. I think it's like we could like deal with like not making a lot of diseases even happen with what you're
Oh,
saying right now.
oh,
It's
100%.
so much with lifestyle. And
100%.
of course, I'm not saying, again, like, I'm not trying to be unsensitive or anything like that. But I mean, many of the things like that we're running risk from are actually related to lifestyle,
100%. And again, I get it. There's certain cancers you can't do anything about. You got bad luck and you get it. I'm not saying that in any disease, right? But that's why I'm not saying 100%. But I'm saying 60% we could prevent. And not only cancers, but heart disease and all that. It doesn't have to be, but we can control this to a great degree. It's not, I don't know, only the doctors can help me. No, if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're eating pasta, bread, and cake and cookies and sitting and more sitting and not getting proper sleep, I mean, like, this is the stuff that makes cancer most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. By the way, for instance, like my father, right? Love him, great guy. Okay. Many years ago, he had kidney cancer. Now, at the time when he got it, I wasn't as well read on cancers and health and stuff. I've always been relatively healthy, but, in my lifestyle. But the more I read, I'm like, oh, shit. I can't directly prove this, but through reading and studying, I've been like, whoa, my dad, at the minimum, did not he helped give himself kidney cancer, and if not, gave himself kidney cancer straight up, because my father is overweight, a lot of processed carbs, zero exercise, doesn't get good rest, doesn't have a good lifestyle, zero exercise, bad diet, bad stress management, bad rest, so these are all things, pre-diabetic at the time. So these are all things that either contribute to cancer or lay the foundation to get cancer, certain cancers. And kidney cancer is one of them. I was reading. It's like, holy crap. Again, I'm not saying every cancer, but a lot of them. And it's just like, man, like my father may have possibly, we don't know, we can't turn back the hands of time. But if my father wasn't on a heavy processed carb diet, which is, and he still is, unfortunately, and that is bread, pasta, muffins and cakes and cookies, bread, pasta, sitting, bad sleep, overweight, diabetic. I mean, these are the things that make a fertile ground for cancer. And my father, when he had the kidney cancer, he was overweight, and he still is. And it's just like, he doesn't deserve this, but just to kind of understand how science works, and your body doesn't care if you're a good person. Cancer doesn't care if you're a good person. And when you put crap into the body and you don't get educated on it, you give yourself a higher risk of certain cancers, and so it just breaks my heart, because I'm like, man, my dad's a good guy. Thank God he's still alive and he beat the kidney cancer. But and again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, you could get kidney cancer and be an Olympic athlete. I get it. But my father raised the odds. He gave himself better odds to get kidney cancer for sure, because again, he was eating shit food. He still does, bad lifestyle. I mean, that's not helping things. That's all I'm saying. So anyways.
But it's like looking at your body and like the immune system and things like that. And then the many layers of your immune system is basically like an armor. Like you're basically destroying the armor from within by not taking care of stress, not sleeping correctly, nutrition, physical activity, even like we're talking about mental health and things like that, because stress related to that, emotions and things like that. So, and this is something that I don't understand. It's like, why don't you want to take care of yourself? So you're reducing the risks of basically all mortality, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it comes down to the things that I was saying. Yeah, it's not sexy, but it obviously has a huge impact on who you are, how long you're gonna live, and how healthy you're going to be.
Yeah.
And you're also like life quality, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this, because even when my father got kidney cancer, I thought I was pretty healthy and well-read. So I think a lot of people are ignorant too. I think they don't know. They don't know that, oh, I didn't know that diabetes can raise my cancer risk. I didn't know that pasta is bad for me. Like even myself, I thought for decades pasta's good. I would still be a healthy person and think pasta is part of a healthy diet. It's not, and no one's saying never have pasta, but it can't be part of your daily or or weekly diet. It raises it's sugar. It's just garbage. There's nothing, it's just sugar put into a different form, or white bread. It's like, but I thought that was healthy. So I think a lot of it is ignorance, and I'm certainly guilty, and I'm still learning too. So I think that's part of it. And I also think the part of it is just, I'll pop a pill and I can just go about eating my shit and drinking my liquor. I think people think they're
Can
being
I add
healthy
something there?
by taking a pill. Yeah, go ahead.
I read a bunch of this, like both for school education and also just for pure interest. I basically just scratch the surface, because the more I kind of read and learn, the more like I know how little I know and how much more I want to learn, but still like also how much I actually like have to take the knowledge and incorporate it into my lifestyle, and the people around me.
100%. And by the way, I would say, if you want to reduce greatly your risk of cancer, you have to start eating vegetables, fruit, nuts, legumes, exercise 1 hour a day, get good mind health, talk to a priest, a rabbi, an imam, a life coach, a therapist. You have to get proper sleep, proper hydration. You got to stay away from the alcohol and the processed white carbs, and you can do this, and you deserve better. We all deserve better. And my heart breaks for the people that I have lost to cancer. Some of the people that I lost to cancer, it had nothing to do with their lifestyles. They just had really bad luck, and that's heartbreaking. But a lot of the cancers we don't have to struggle with. So I don't want you, the viewer, to have cancer. I want you to be healthy, and you can again greatly increase your odds of being stronger and better and happier and staying away from cancers. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. Wouldn't that be nice? We all can do that, So Magnus, before we go, anything that you want to say?
Yeah. One thing, here's a challenge for people. Try to educate and learn one new thing about your health, your body, nutrition, physical activity, whatever it is. If you're trying to learn one thing a day, and you're trying to incorporate something, at least one thing every single week or every other week, say that.
Yeah.
You will change your life drastically in a year or two.
Oh, 100%. So, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying my best. I'm always reading and learning. And again, I want everyone watching to be healthy and strong in their families. In my heart, again, I think about the loved ones I've lost to cancer, and, there's a lot we can do, So anyways, that's
100%.
it. Yep. So Magnus,
that's one of the reasons why I am working in the health and fitness industry, because I don't want people to go through the things that I did with my dad when he passed away from cancer. So
yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't have to be as cancer. It's like every single disease that
heart disease, whatever,
can work with, and at least like reduce the risk of it. Like, go. I mean, don't wait and think I'll do that later on in life or whatnot. No, start making changes straight away. I mean, it's never too late, and it's not too soon to start changing things. And also, as a parent, be like, you need to be a role model for your kids.
100%, dude. Magnus, well said. I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to sign off. Everybody, thank you. Like, subscribe, add comments, questions. Come on, we want to hear from you. Thank you, Magnus. Thank you, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2.